Hey, so today I'm going to give a little talk about 4 benefits of doing a darkness retreat. So enjoy. Okay, so I am out in the light again. I have just finished doing 2.5 days of a darkness retreat. So we are basically been in my house here and just boarded up the windows and put blindfolds on as well. And from Friday night through till Monday morning, we're now Monday morning, we've basically been in darkness. It's the third time my wife and I have done this in our space, and yeah, it's very powerful really. If you enjoy doing retreats, then it's something that I would definitely recommend. So what I find, and I'm just going to talk about the benefits, but just talk a little bit about my own experience of it this weekend. So the first thing I would say is the first day, the Saturday, I find that I just sleep a lot. I do practice, so the Taoist, the inner smile. I do things like meditation, some EFT tapping, and kind of other practices, Abraham Hicks. And it's really getting me in a really lovely space, but I do spend a lot of the time sleeping. And it feels really good, and my wife's similar. Spend a lot of time resting that first day. The second day, slightly different in that I find I don't need to sleep as much. So it's more doing my practices, and I did a lot of tapping. So it's like things I've been putting off dealing with within my own life, going, well, this could do with looking at, reflecting, doing some EFT tapping to clear. And yeah, stuff does come up. It can be a bit painful on one level emotionally, but it's giving that space so I'm not carrying it forward in my life. So I really recommend it to people. And today I thought I'd share 4 benefits. And the first benefit I would say, I'd recommend, even if it's just a day, is it's just resting. By stopping and light from taking away sight, it means that you can really, really relax and rest. We don't really ever allow ourselves to stop. We are looking at our phones. If we're having a day off, we might be watching films or doing something else. And rarely do we really stop and relax. And I find by doing a darkness retreat, it's like, yeah, I totally let go. I just was lying there in my bed on Saturday and it just felt delicious. This, nothing to do, nowhere to go. I can just rest. And it really felt lovely, drifting in and out of sleep. So that's the first thing. You just get a complete rest. The body really, really rejuvenates and replenishes itself. The second thing is, when you come out of your darkness retreat, it's the appreciation, say for example now, of sight, of what I can see around me. And last night, while still in darkness, I cooked a meal. It wasn't bad, a very simple meal. And yet this morning when I woke up and made my breakfast, cooked up some porridge, it was realizing how easy it was because I could see. And it's that appreciation by taking something away from ourselves. So the first day I also fasted. So taking that food away, when one can eat again, it's like, it's lovely. One appreciates it that much more. And it's the same with sight. When we take our sight away, we realize when we have it back, it's amazing. It's amazing. So that's the second thing, really appreciating what you do have. The third real benefit I find from doing a darkness retreat is you get clarity over ideas, problems in your life. You have that space just to feel into it. You give yourself the time and the inner reflection. Maybe it's some tapping, whatever it is you use to clear through something. And I've had a few plans for this year. I've not been sure about them, and over this weekend I've just sat with them and I've got a lot of clarity. And it's like, I've been putting off asking the questions for a few months, and it's like, I've done it now. I've got clarity. So that's the third real benefit of a darkness retreat, is getting clarity over ideas or problems. And the final way is, certainly if you do it with a loved one, so I did it with my wife, is because you're dropping everything else, you just have that greater sense of connection. And this weekend, I was quite playful. I don't generally do this, but I would, if my wife was coming into the room, I would stand there in a hug. So she would not know I was there, and it was a surprise. She would, it was that playful element. And, we laughed a lot this weekend. And there was one point where I did walk into a wall, which does happen. And, it's like, a bit of playfulness. So that's one thing. If you do it with a partner, it brings you closer. You're able to really share from your hearts. There's no distractions, You can move through stuff and grow closer. So those are 4, real benefits. So how you do this is, maybe you wear a mask, you black out your windows. You could do it in your bedroom, and just maybe for a day, you just stop everything, turn your phones off, turn everything off, and you fast. Or what we do is we prepare food beforehand and reheat it if we're doing it for a few days. So you make the space, so you're not going to be disturbed. And that's why we generally do it over winter time, because it's quieter here. So from this beautiful place up on the moors, I wish you, many blessings and Happy New Year to you, to any subscribers, and wishing you a wonderful week, and a year. Okay, many blessings. Take care.